I've had this package for about a week now, and I've been dying to open it, but it wasn't addressed to me. So, John, this is actually addressed to you, and you open it because I don't know what it is. Is it into the scanner?
Who's it from?
It's not taken. No powder.
It is a box and a paper, okay, and a videotape. Important, life's work. Okay.
Those are the two things.
Oh.
Who is it from? Who's it from?
M. Deborah Douglas, 4931 Spruce Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So I have two things. One, I want to know what's on that piece of paper. Two, I really want to watch it, but I don't know.
Oh, well, we have a,
Oh, okay, great.
Oh.
Great. So, could you read that for us?
sure.
That's
Live. Dear Mr. McDaid, I recently learned of the Uncle Buddy's Phantom Funhouse conference at Rutgers. A friend who works at college in Philadelphia forwarded me an email. She thought it might be interesting because I've mentioned your name a number of times in the last few years. That's when the contents of this package first came into my possession. Ironically enough, this started with my uncle. When my mother passed away in 2013, I was left with the difficult but at times sweetly nostalgic task of going through her things. My Uncle Lee had been living in her basement for years, but after her death, he just disappeared. He seemed to go away with her. It's like they both passed on. He left all of his things, and he was gone. So I was left with his old life, too. Among his towering piles were a number of shoeboxes labeled Uncle Buddy's Phantom Funhouse. Now, this was a name well known within my family because Uncle Lee would incessantly go on about it to anyone who would listen. He kind of calmed down about it after the Y2K scare. But midway through the 2000s, he was reinvigorated in his obsession. I'm not sure why. I had moved on at that point, so I only have my mother's stories about it. I have to say, I didn't go through the boxes very closely, but one curiosity that stuck out was the enclosed old VHS tape I found. Uncle Lee was a true nostalgist. I guess the more popular term is hoarder. And some things he would never give up. He had piles of those tapes and old floppy disks and computer parts. So there sits this old VHS tape with your name on it. As the spine indicates, it was very important to him. I could never play it. I sat on it these few years and kind of forgot about it until I received that email. Anyway, Uncle Lee thought you and the tape were important, so I thought you should have it. Perhaps you will have more luck with it than I did. Sincerely, Melanie Douglas. And then just a few other pages, the notice of this.
Is that? So let's watch this tape. Okay.
See that in there? We need to move up if you want to be able to see.
Maybe we'll leave the lights.
Yeah.
Can you do the lights?
Yeah. Is it okay if your desktop is okay? Okay.
If you're reading this, we must assume that you're supposed to. Perhaps you don't remember me yet. Perhaps you never will. Yes? I do mean you. Play along with me for now. Pop a tape in your walk person. Click through a few screens. Come on. Suspend, for a moment, disbelief. You're thinking this is some kind of scam, a commercial hoax. How could some computer game I bought have anything to do with me? Or, worse yet, what if some pseudo-relevant teacher is actually forcing you to play this game for a class? Or if you've pirated this game from a friend? This is not a game. This is never meant to be a game. Imagine, if you will, having to send a message to someone. And you might not even know who that person is, or even if they will or have or do exist. But you do know some things about what that person would be like if they did exist, you think. They might be interested in reading this, at least. One must assume that they will. Won't they? Art. P.S. Believe everything, at least temporarily. Believe nothing permanently.
Universe is just boogieing on along.
Macintosh has the power.
Literacy is objective.
We're going to go on.
Damn it.
End them.
Genesee Greenville.
I can't lose.
The masks.
Dead hands.
Mentally deranged.
Treason.
Dangerous.
Consciousness. Malanky lizards.
Blink of an eye.
A crime.
Art criticism. Thomas Pynchon.
We want objective absolute.
Everybody's gone now. Dropped one bomb.
Twinkie the Kid.
Close encounters.
Psychical clear space.
How could the White House be a greenhouse?
Warfare, terror, murder, bloodshed.
Follow the usual lines. Einstein.
Return to the womb.
Hello, Hal, do you read me?
Adamite.
Read well.
Serious issues.
Audio note. Hours and hours reading everything. Hyperly reading hypertext. Everything. Soon. Soon. Art for art's real sake.
We're gonna go to New York. We're gonna find Vortex. And we're going to get some answers.
Hi, I'm making sort of a mini documentary about this building here, and it says that this was the address for this office. Do you know about this? 10 Astor Place, Suite 24. It was a long time ago, but I'm not sure.
That's not it no more. I don't know. I'm on the floor. Yeah, I'm like, the suite.
So this is not in this building, you don't think?
I don't think it's in this building. I don't think so.
So you work here now?
Yeah. Yeah, we work here. I just got off. He work here. Right
So what is the building now? Is it offices, residences?
Yeah, it's an office building. It's more like a corporate. You know, you got NYU in here.
Okay.
One street has a lot of music.
Yeah.
Thanks to greedy corporate espionage, I now have proof that the Funhouse exists. Uncle Buddy created Hyper-Earth. Google created Google Earth. When we step through the layers, we can find our way home. From the world to the front steps of Uncle Buddy's Phantom Funhouse. And so I went there. Found the Funhouse. I found the Funhouse. But I couldn't go in.
It began, as all things did, with light. Slide. At the beginning of the universe, this is all there was. An intrusion of energy which created our space and time. Slide. Of course, quite rapidly, this energy expanded, and as it did, it lost its initial symmetrical nature and froze into the particles and forces that we recognize. Slide. The goal of our work was to return to that primal energy, to find out what, in its innermost self, the universe is really made of. Before I talk about our results, I'd like to share with you a bit of our process. Next slide, please.
Bleeding out in the back of a cop car, goddess of will upon the flow and make vicious decisions. Startled, you end up crying, lying in bed in the analytic of that true consciousness. Science that consciousness. We find how long agone. We North Jersey gods as a chipmunk, famous and dead. It sees us mechanic, messiah crap, indebted, ongoing, broken fun time. Sometimes as if you were a what listening to yourself? What should people be approaching? How about begins in wonder, artists encourage their equals. Stealing fire. Fire was the enabling technology of orality, of storytelling. Electronic media creates the new Prometheus. The new enabling technology, one for which we are. We can no longer operate in pre-id consciousness. The universe, looking at itself, twitching safely rests. I met her in the alleyway. She was the heroine with 1,000 faces.
Writers are very poor judges of their own work.
Process of peace, of participation. How long ago? Over here, but it doesn't know quite what to make of us. We are not simplicity, iterated enough hearing the phone hang up, and suddenly you're 1,100 miles away, some singer pauses brooding.
Something that does not exist.
We got science, lens, character, and fiction. Becomes complexity all by itself. What is goddess for a culture? Different ones, pecked out across the tracks, obviously going to feed it. Thin cynicism, don't be wasted when it comes. Not this auto. It seems to have been all about remembering Prometheus getting our liver. It is perhaps in you. Look back at your life and say this, that the ultimate security of the time travel's enterprise comes when it comes.
Looking at a picture of you, traveling through time, back through the spaces in my lifeline. Echoes of the glass and light take me back to that other night. Take me back, time machine. Oh, take me back
course,
art is
Emily
a
is a
fiction,
fiction,
a voice,
a term
a
of
character,
art,
and yet he
creation.
wasn't always.
And yet,
I used to
she
know
wasn't
him,
always
and perhaps
so.
you did too.
Once she
perhaps
was flesh
we all
and blood
always
and
know
bone,
everything,
a presence
everyone.
like any other in this
It
decrepit
is,
world.
she repeats tiredly,
That was
after
a long
all,
time ago,
a
when I
universe,
knew the glass
a
woman.
one thing happening.
Some of
We
what I say may
pokings
be true.
up of self-organized
Or
structure
you might
marvel
know
at
better
the
than I
randy
do.
frankness of synchronicity.
I sometimes think
the
that
hand
all
of the
this,
goddess on our
almost
backs,
all you
the mask
read
on our
here
faces.
is one little
Who are we
quantum
this
bubble
time?
extruded
Hard-CAD
from my
lines or
brain at the
weeping
point of
watercolor
impact of
blurs.
that oak tree
Where
intelligence.
do I stop and where does mommy
That I
begin?
am, in most
We
frames
must
of
learn
reference,
separation,
already long
says
dead,
coke addict,
and this
warfuck
occurrence
hemisphere,
at Owl Creek
Jane's
Bud
King voice,
is
glass
merely
man,
the
pebbled
telescope
in a
doomed
matrix of
foreknowing
concrete.
of a collapsing
I
universe.
must exist,
The last image
even
on
if
the TV
existence
screen,
means death.
rounded
The
to
plenum
darkness
has no
as it
face, but it
shrinks
has
back
a voice.
into infinity.
I am going to enter Uncle Buddy's virtual reality.
I will use
The Buddy system to do this. I'll strap 2 TVs to my head. I will put on a Walkman and wear a pair of asbestos crucible mitts with weights attached to them. I will put on big rubber farm boots, stand on a treadmill, and play Guns N' Roses really fucking loud. I will tune one TV to Carson and one to Arsenio while walking uphill backwards on the treadmill. I will grab things as they go by in commercials. TVs.
He's been nominated for
The internet has become God. Traces of Uncle Buddy. Found him at the beginning of YouTube. Seek and ye shall find. Everything is text. Read everything. And now, 8 years on, he's trying to fool me. He's lying. Confession is invalid.
One of the things I've learned coming back to the Funhouse is that it is a sort of autobiography, but an autobiography of the writer. Who I am when I write is a character that I put on. And for the purposes of the fiction, that character was Arthur Newkirk. So while I use myself in the fiction, it is a character that I'm playing.
Hello. This is a message for Uncle Buddy from the future. If you get this, please send word. Please tell me if you're real. Please be real.